may be right now as I am speaking to you. It is actually about 8 o'clock on Halloween evening. It has been a cold, rainy Texas day. And let's just jump on in. As you can see, this is a picture of somebody being drugged under a bed. I thought, why not have a Halloween picture? I decided to do it from the angle of a flashlight because, as a few of you may know, I enjoy horror games, survival horror. Uh, I like the puzzle aspect of it. I like so many different things in it. Well, this is what I get. Um, this evening we had a nice, yummy pizza, and I started to watch a little bit of Trick or Treat. For those of you that have never seen the movie Trick or Treat, please, by all means, go. Sam is adorable. The stories are so well told, and the makeup is awesome. Like most of my drawings, this is a multi-layer drawing where I smoosh all the layers at the end. That's always fun. It's almost like having a cake, and then that first bite, you know, that little corner of the cake where you can take all the layers and just get a little bit of everything. Unless it's one of those ungodly large, tall slices of cake, then you're on your own, kiddos. Seriously, because I'm more of a cupcake gal. You know, rip it in half, put the top on the bottom on the top, kind of make a cupcake sandwich, if you will. That's if I don't lick the icing off all the way first. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Now, in order to get the flashlight lit, I just airbrushed yellow onto one part and made that layer in between the top layer, I believe, and the actual ink layer. I do go in with some flesh tones because most of you do know, if you know me, I am pasty pale. I am almost transparent. I'm not even lying. If you are a medic, a doctor, a nurse, it is so easy to find my veins because I have translucent skin. It's hard to find makeup, easy to find my veins. So I went on the little pasty pale side and gave it a little bit of shading, not much. Did my normal overcolor thing. Apparently, I'm old, so 8 o'clock seems like it should be bedtime. No. I'm gonna stay up, maybe watch some Criminal Minds, maybe watch a scary movie. Little fun fact, scary movies. I am deathly afraid of clowns. I really am. To the point where, yeah, I don't want to go to a circus. I definitely don't want to go to a haunted house. Most people would contribute, because I am about to be 40, that fear to be from the miniseries It. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it was not. In fact, my loathing of clowns and my fear of clowns came, I was probably about 7, 8, and I spent the night at my uncle's house, and my aunt and my uncle had rented Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, I know some of you are going to say, wait, Kim, that movie is hilarious. Yeah. And you're all what? In your 20s, 30s, teens? That kind of thing? I was 8. It was a whole different world back then. I mean, seriously. There was some scary shit. Do I think that I'm going to get turned into a big, giant wad of cotton candy and drunk? Probably not, but those clowns are terrifying nonetheless. Jeez, I hope aliens don't look like that. I really do. But, back to the drawing. I digress. Notice I put a little bruising because, I mean, come on now, it's horror. You're fighting for your life, right? I would be a little bit battered and bruised. I don't know about you guys, but I would. So, any of you guys have anything interesting that you do for Halloween? Any traditions? If you don't have kids, if you have kids, or what are some of the favorite costumes that you've done? I usually do some kind of a Day of the Dead theme. It's a big deal for me, but this year I did nothing. I have pink hair. I figured that's enough. I dress up every day, so every day is Halloween. So here I'm shading the bookcase, and I'll shade the insides a little bit darker than I will the outsides, and I'll kind of just play around with it till it feels right. I mean, that's pretty much what you gotta do. Don't listen to anybody saying, well, you're doing this wrong, and you're doing this wrong, and that is not how you do this stuff. You know what? Tell them to back up off. Be like, yo, I got this. I got this. Seriously. Back up off. Do what feels right to you. Play around. That is how new styles are made. That is how new techniques are formed. If we all just did everything by the book, life would be boring. And nothing new would ever come of anything. If you don't question things, you're never going to learn. If you don't say, well, you know what, I'm going to push this here. Or, what if I drew this how my mind sees it with the... Yeah, it may not be right. What if... Don't worry about what ifs. Just do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, like purposely being malicious, being rude, being ugly, because, God don't like ugly. You're okay. Just be creative and be yourself. A lot of people will use the excuse, well, I was just being real, or I was just being honest, to be ugly or rude. No, you're just being a jerk. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Just be yourself and have fun. I don't know techniques. I don't know everything. I can't give you advice on how to make this program work for you. You gotta play with it. It's like clay. Everybody's gonna be different. I don't want to be like everybody else. And yes, you know what? I can get inspired by other artists. Ooh, pardon me. I am so tired today because of the rain. I can get inspired by other artists. I've even posted on my Instagram. Hey, Instagram. And I will tag an artist if they inspire me. Hey, I watched your YouTube. And yes, I do watch a lot of YouTube. I don't know. I like seeing what people can come up with. It's interesting to me. I love supporting the other artists on YouTube. I love just different styles. It's much like music. I listen to a little bit of everything. I love a little bit of all art. I love history. I love video games. And to me, video games are almost like a living art. So, it is what it is. You're gonna find art and beauty in whatever you find art and beauty in. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Okay, and now I'm about to add the different layers, and I just want to take a second and color in this flashlight, because otherwise that would look pretty stupid. I want to give a shout out to my sweethearts at Rogue Nation. Wake up every morning and text these fools. Also want to give a shout out to Mr. Irish Relief. He is on Twitch if you can ever catch him streaming. He is definitely adult language, but not harshly, and he is amazing. High entertainment. Just a funny guy, and he actually takes the time with his audience, which I know I appreciate. I'm sure most people do. He will acknowledge your existence. Most definitely. So if you're watching this and you have not heard of him, just go. Try to leave a little memo below. But like I said, I'm learning these things, so this stuff is new to me. Uh, I did like making this drawing. It turned out better than I thought it would be. Almost, I don't know, like a mesh of different styles. And to me, that's great uh, because it's different. I may go back to a drawing and it's not going to look the same when I add more details to it. And you know what? I'm strangely okay with that. Because, I don't know, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes I'll stare at a drawing for hours and try and figure everything out. Add a little shading and there you go. Okay, if you have not, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can catch me on there. It's Caffeinated Chaos, except for Twitter, which is just Caffeinated K. Y'all have a good night.